brought to you by the City of Marinette. And we have the City of Marinette Fire Chief Jay Heckle. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me back.
Yes. And you guys are our new sponsor, so thank you. Pretty cool. Well, we have a few things that we're going to talk about today, right?
Okay.
Let's start out with how about the hydrants? Hydrant cleaning, or
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky this year so far with pretty small snowfall that we've had. But riding through town just this weekend after we did have this recent snow, I did notice there were quite a few hydrants that people had cleaned out around, which is awesome. That helps us out immensely. Helps us, especially when the snow gets deeper and they start having to really plow the streets, throwing the big snowbanks up. Really helps us find them, helps us get at them when we need to use them. And this year, unfortunately, already we've had to use them quite a bit.
Yeah. How many fires have happened already this year?
So far, just you're testing my
I am.
record skills, but I think we are so far up to like 7 fires of various types.
Wow.
In the city, with some with our auto aid city, some with our mutual aid department, stuff like that. So yeah, kind of unusual.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because I've been to, a few of them, even in Menominee.
Yep.
They've been having.
Yeah, they've
quite
had
a few.
quite a streak going over there. So
Yeah. And that kind of brings me to, I had read a story about a chimney fire. But, I don't think people really think about that. The cleaning of your chimneys, if you're burning wood or have a pellet stove or something like that. So, why is that important?
it's important to keep them clean, especially if you're burning like natural wood, cutting your own
Yeah.
type of stuff. The chimney will build up creosote from like the
wood.
from the wood, the sap in it,
Yeah.
the burning process, and basically it's like tar that sticks to the side of the chimney, and as that builds up, if you have build a hotter fire, that can light that off and end up having a chimney fire. So if your chimney's not in the best shape, there's cracks in the mortar.
Even the piping.
Yep, it can get out and get into attic spaces or void spaces in your home. So it's important to try and keep those as clean as you can. It's a good idea to have your chimneys inspected by somebody that knows what they're doing. Have it cleaned.
Yeah, they should do that once a year, right?
Yeah, once a year is not a bad idea.
Okay.
Depending on the use, of how often you use like a fireplace or your wood burner, stuff like that. If you're using a wood burner year round, or not necessarily year round, but for your entire heating season,
Yeah.
Probably a good idea to have it at least looked at.
Okay. Now, one other thing, the last thing I wanted to touch on is fire safety. So, what do you recommend as fire chief as fire safety?
So we're always pushing the smoke alarms and smoke detect alarm, fire protection systems.
Yeah.
Carbon monoxide detectors. Make sure that those are all operating. You definitely want to make sure you're testing them. When you push the button on a smoke alarm, that's basically telling you that the alarm horn sounds and that there's charge in the battery. But you want to keep in mind that they do expire.
Yeah.
Now they have units out that they come with a 10-year battery, so they'll give you a chirp at the end of their service life, and when you hear that, you just replace the whole unit versus having to replace the battery. A lot of them have a battery that you can't even get at anymore. So keep those operating.
Yeah.
The other one is we teach the kids when we go into schools exit drills in the home. Edith.
Yes.
No 2 ways in, 2 ways out. in case in case you have a fire. And to go along with that, it's great to have a plan, but you should practice that plan.
Yeah.
And then you want to we always tell me you want to have a meeting spot, where one spot where everybody's going to go, whether it's a neighbor's porch or
Your yard or
somewhere,
driveway
yeah,
or
somewhere safe away from the house, but someplace where everybody goes.
Yeah.
And now everybody's got cell phones, so there's no longer not everybody has a home phone, so you can get out and call 911 from the yard or
Exactly.
in
Wherever
a safe
you're at.
location. But yeah, the two ways out. Everybody. Most every home that has a bedroom should have a window in it, whether it's above grade, below grade. So that's your second way out. We always tell the kids that if you can't get out your bedroom door, because we always encourage that too, sleep with your bedroom door closed. But if you can't get out your bedroom door because there's heat, there's smoke, if you're on the first floor, you can exit
easy.
out that window.
Yeah.
And we were like, you should practice that. If you can't get your window open, if it's stuck, we tell them, if you have to break it, you have to break it. Don't break it while you're practicing.
No.
But that's a great way to find out that your window doesn't open. So maybe that can be addressed.
Definitely. I don't think people really think about the two exits. You're just looking at the front door or maybe the back, whatever door they use to come in.
Well, it's because you're a creature of habit. I mean, if you go back to the station nightclub fire, the Great White Concert, so many people perished in that fire because they exited the building the way they entered the building. I mean, there were people that they were near an exit, but they didn't exit that close exit. They went to the way they came in, and with the stampede and everybody getting jammed in the door, I mean, people just stacked up, and unfortunately, it didn't end up well.
No. Oh my gosh. Well, you coming in and giving these tips and recommendations, I think helps our community and gives them ideas of what they should be doing in their homes when it comes to fire safety. So thank you for coming in.
And if anybody has any questions, they can certainly contact us at the station at 715-732-5170. And I know Chief Floriano over in Menominee would echo that as well.
Yes. And I used to have their number. I don't have it anymore, I don't think, but
I think they are 906-863-5511. I think is their number over there. So more than even your local department, if you're Marinette, Menominee, Peshtigo, Town of Peshtigo, any Grover Porterfield, any of those departments would be happy to answer your questions.
Yeah, definitely. Well, wonderful. Thank you for coming in.
All right. Thanks for having.
Absolutely. Any lasting words for our listeners and Facebook viewers?
No, just be safe.
Definitely. All right. Well, thanks guys for watching us today. And again, this was City of Marinette Fire Chief Jay Heckel, and lots of great information today. So I want to say thank you again.
Thank you.
Yes.